Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. So again, my creation method is one where I just keep on working on, this particular project. I've continued to just essentially start from square one and, just continue until I find a pattern that works or seems to feel like it's proper for the use intended. So this is me again, just, kind of starting from square one. So, we've got the hemp-based nonprofit multi-purpose exchange center, and these are the following products. Not all, but some of the following products that could be offered up for exchange at nonprofit prices. Again, so we got smoothies slash juices, and with those you would need the hemp seeds and leaves and fruits and veggies, as well as you could also use other seeds and even nuts, I suppose, if you wanted to. But yeah, okay, let's move on. So hemp clothes and fabrics. So this comes from the bast fiber of the plant. We got hemp shoes. Now, this is something I need to look a little bit more into, but I'm pretty sure, again, the hemp bast fiber is what's going to give the material to make shoes. We got hempcrete, which I've talked a lot about, and that is hemp hurd, which is the not the bast fiber, but the thicker fiber, because there's two fibers with the hemp plant. So it's the thicker fiber, which they call the hurd, and then you just need water and limestone. Excuse me, hemp plastic bottles, jugs, and containers. So again, you're going to need 3D printing technology to produce to get the actual size and the contours of the jugs and the cups and the containers or whatever it is we do decide to offer. But with that technology and with with the hemp seeds, because that is where you get the plastic from, is from the seeds, you could potentially produce any type of a design or I think I got to look a little bit more deeper into 3D printing technology, but it seems to be that you could essentially design any type of design you want and hit the go button, and as long as there's the filament of the hemp in there, then you'll be able to print out that product out of hemp plastic, which is completely biodegradable and non-toxic and all these beautiful good things. So, all right, let's move on. Medicinal tinctures. So every part of the hemp plant can be used to help heal in some type of a way. However, the roots of the hemp plant are what cause the apoptosis in malignant cells, which has the potential to cure cancer as well as many other very dire sicknesses that a lot of people die from every day, and they're also told that essentially there's no cure, which just drives me nuts because there's a lot of studies to show that this is a potential cure, or at least something that could really help cure people. This in tandem with other things like changing one's diet, not just with the hemp, but with all sorts of organic foods, changing one's routine, as far as getting away from watching too much TV and any other type of activity that's not health promoting, all these things, the way you socialize, the things you watch, the music you listen to, all this stuff goes into effect when you're talking about, increasing your well-being. So it's important to note, but the hemp roots specifically are what are known to cause the apoptosis in malignant cells, and that's what cancer cells are, just essentially malignant cells that continue to reproduce because they've gone essentially haywire, and then they, as they reproduce and spread, they get into organs and they start destroying organs, and that's how people die from cancer. All right, so let's move on. That's one of the reasons. Also just complications with other organs because of they're in a weakened state causes them to go into heart attacks or strokes or other types of things. But it's essentially the cells turning into malignant cells that are just eating away at the body, and then just it gets to a point where it's just too much damage for the body to take, and it passes on. So, all right, spring water. So again, this is going to be something I love to do, and we want to make sure we get that proper pH, or not proper, but the optimal pH level for human beings, which is 7.5 to 9.5, somewhere in between there, and way of distribution. So, hemp infused supercapacitor batteries. This is something that I haven't talked too much about implementing technology into this movement, but because it does have the potentiality to create better supercapacitors than anything on the market that I've seen. Again, this isn't something I've spent a lot of time researching, so I'm not 100% certain on it, but from what I've observed, that if you use hemp with supercapacitor batteries, they're able to last, I believe, longer, and they have a better, they can take more heat, and they just seem to, and they're also cheaper. So there's a lot of good benefits that go into the hemp supercapacitors infused with hemp. So, all right, let's move on here. We got hemp, and then of course with that, I mean the potentiality, because you can make plastic out of it. I mean, I feel like you could also potentially make like phones and computers and televisions and all these types of technologies that we use every day, essentially, primarily, if not completely, out of hemp, which is amazing. But all right, let's move on. All right, so hemp and we already did that one. So hemp fiber board and cardboard. So this can be, I think, I got to look more into it. I did this all off the top of my head. I think that would come from the hemp stock, which is literally like the stem, or the stock which holds it together. But I'm not sure. That could be, I think it's from the stock. I mean, that makes the most sense to me. But anyway, I got to look more into that. So I need to check on that. But yes, I mean, the cardboard industry and the fiberboard industry is huge. I'm pretty sure I did a video. I know I wrote down material, but I don't know if I actually made the video on cardboard and how bad it is and how much of a demand there is for cardboard. Literally, these cardboard companies, there's a huge plant in Georgia that goes around to private farms just looking for a specific tree. I forget, it's like the lollipolleus tree or something like that. And they also use the eucalyptus tree, excuse me, but it's the lollipolleosis. I think I mispronounced that. That tree in particular, they use to make cardboard, and they literally, because the demand is so high, they have people that go out to private farms scouting for these trees, and then they buy these trees off of private farms from private people, as long as they're willing to sell, of course. So anyway, these trees take 20 to 80 years to be able to mature, and they're just cutting them down for cardboard. And when we can be making this stuff from hemp, which takes 4 months to be able to harvest, and it's renewable, so you can continue growing it without killing the soil and without taking away from a life form that took a very long time to grow. So, all right, let's move on here. And just using the hemp, and again, the more that we use hemp and plant hemp, the more our soil is going to get rejuvenated. So like all these other trees and stuff, yeah, you can use them and all these type of stuff, but no other plant that I've witnessed has so many good uses, and also literally regenerates the soil that it's grown in, as well as being able to be grown in soil that's been damaged and polluted. I mean, so it's really ridiculous. But all right, let's move on here. So yeah, organic salads. As I've said, it's been a while, but I did that little menu on salads, and yeah, that's something else I'd love to offer at this multi-purpose exchange center, nonprofit organic and multi-purpose exchange center that's based in hemp. So organic hemp and other veggies, burgers, and meals. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have had veggie burgers, but I have, and they are actually quite tasty. Some of them are rather bland, but I think there's ways with certain spices and just different methods of cooking them and incorporating other veggies and stuff along with the burger, the meal, to make them tasty. And they're super healthy for you guys, so that's also wonderful. So yeah, we can get into that. And then spice farming. I saw a video a while ago talking about there's a lot of possibilities of making revenue, but that's what they were geared towards. But just as another product to offer at the people at a non-profit price that's also very good for them, like turmeric, cumin, a lot of these spices that come from overseas, and even I'm sure there's some here on this continent, are very good for the human body. There's some of them that are anti-cancer. They fight against cancer, as well as promoting all sorts of other health benefits. So, and to be able to offer them to the people at a non-profit price and completely organic is just a very good thing, as well as taking away the power from people whom are seeking profit, as well as those that are seeking to sell things that have been genetically modified. So, all right, so then again, something else I've said, but I wanted to share it again. We could use the revenue accumulated from these nonprofit products to pay back investors, pay our essential expenses, and any and all other revenue accumulated will go into charity organizations. Starving, sick, and abused children are number one. Yeah, and the list goes on in succession from the most dire to the least dire. So, yeah, all right, just, again, I wanted to share with you guys. This is just, the way I like to create and just keep it on going. So, I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.